Welcome back to BZmiatas. Today we're going to be getting the intake manifold off. It wasn't something I originally planned when I have filmed some of this footage, but you'll see. And so we're going to get the intake manifold off. We're going to get that oil cooler off. We'll clean it up. We'll get the new seal in there. We'll clean up the side of the engine while the intake manifold's off. We might be redoing the wiring for the engine itself since we're doing the rest of the wiring in the car anyway. And then we're going to try and get more of that fuse box stuff done because I need to get it through the firewall, but I got to go underneath and rip out everything there. So please stick around. In the last video I started tucking all of these vacuum hoses into the firewall so they can reach the solenoids. However, I believe this red line here just cuts off at about an inch once it's inside, so that's not long enough. And so I'll probably have to replace most of these hoses in order to get it in there and onto them without any hard bends in it. So I think I'm going to start with that because I do have the hose for it. And then I will look into moving that inside as well. Alright, after looking at this fuse box, it looks pretty awful to take everything out of there, and even then, the wires are all crimped down into connectors, so it won't fit through the hole I want it to, which was the other AC hole where I put the vacuum hoses. So what we're going to do is, it runs all the way back underneath and back into the battery. I think what we're going to do is detach it from underneath, pull it all the way around, fish it through, line it back up. First we're going to take off the intake manifold though. Alright, we've got our intake manifold off. As you can see, it's pretty grimy in there. A lot more than it should be. And it was the same way on the head itself. So we'll clean all this up. We also have our fuel rail out and our injectors, and those were also really dirty. And we need to clean those as well. And right now my whole garage is filled with gas. Okay, clearly I've been dumb, and wire wheel was the way to go. I was going to try and make this whole thing polished, but it's just too much work. Now I just want it clean, and I want to erase the polishing mistakes I've made that made it uneven. There's a little bit here where it's just entirely smooth next to all the other stuff. Top might be a little better than it was. This part's a little better, but wire wheel is the way to go. Alright, here's our oil cooler, and it's this seal that's been leaking as it gets the engine block. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up around here. oil cooler is all cleaned up. I didn't record the whole cleaning process because I spent probably just way too much time on this. That's all clean. It'll be ready to go back in when we're ready to put it back in. Alright, I did some work off camera and I got this main harness that connects to the fuse box detached from underneath, and then it went up through the trunk into the battery. And so I got all that pulled through, so it's all hanging below the car now. So I'm just going to pull this up. Alright, I think I'm going to end this video here. It's just going to be more cleaning, so I'm going to do that off camera, get everything settled. In the next video, we'll start putting everything back together on the engine side, and then we can move on to our loom after that. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.